Feature Friday.
The freshest.
So this got requested a lot in the live stream that we do every Friday between 12 to 4 p.m. UK time. So it's exclusively live, so we don't post the recording after. And this got really requested then, and I thought it'd be appropriate to do it as a video. And it's Shreya in the Berklee Indian Ensemble, or Ensemble.
Ensemble.
Ensemble, right?
Ensemble.
That's right, Ensemble. And she's gonna sing Mannipaaya, and or Mannipaaya, or something like that. Let's give it a watch.
Okay, let's have a look.
It's quite a lengthy piece.
How does she reach those notes so accurately?
comfortably as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching Bajirao Mastani again. That shit doesn't even sound human, dude. You seem human.
I totally agree.
He's so accurate.
Not only accurate, but she's like dreamy-like, right? And her mannerisms are so glamorous. You want me to tell you something funny? I didn't even think he was gonna sing. For some reason, I just thought he
So it
was
was like
just
the
standing
host sort of
there.
thing. Yeah. That's why I thought as well
And-
that he was going to be like the host.
Right, that took me by surprise. Continue.
If anyone knows his name, please. Fuck, that's beautiful. Mannipaaya.
Wow, how stunning is that? That's absolutely dreamy.
There he is, the gay
Yes.
ginger guy. We all recognise him. He's everywhere. He's like a
and
genius.
so is she. She's literally
director,
in
right?
she's in every video. She's
The pianist,
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah. She also can sing like a beast. Oh,
And she adds flair to this stuff. It's so cool. Like, what the fuck?
wow. What a beautiful song.
It's really interesting the way that guy sings.
Oh, dreamy.
Even they know it's like he's just fucking sick.
That is crazy. What a great way to... Because more often than not, you hear string sections that emulate choir-like arrangements, or you hear choir arrangements that emulate string sections.
For example, I was actually yesterday in the Coke Studios.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in this particular case, they combined the two elements and did exactly the same thing, and then it creates this whole like 3 dimensions to the song. It takes another new depth, and the singing mannerisms is so breathy and open in an sound, which allows for it to be super subtle. So if you're not really paying too much attention, you would think that the layers, perhaps the vocals have been layered, or that the string section has been equalized in an unfamiliar way. But in this particular video, because you're seeing it display itself, things just fall into place really nicely, really naturally.
I think. Go on. Apologies.
No, and the singing phrase of the male lead singer, yeah, he has a really tough task, because a lot of his singing phrases are quite monotonous, sustained. So they're about the repetition of the same note continuously, and then a resolution, and that takes a lot of comfort from the singer to understand the piece to an extent that nothing around it will sway him off his path, because the song keeps progressing. The chord progression behind him keeps evolving and changing, but he maintains that suspense, that sustained feeling with the same one note.
I think also
it's quite a task.
The melody is quite singy-songy, so not to get swayed, and kind of his job to a certain extent is to try and be a tripod, a pillar, to not move and be like some sort of compass. But the thing is, there's so much wind going on around him.
Yes.
How will that boat not sway itself? But he's doing a fucking incredible job, and the melody is also, what he's singing is quite suspended in comparison to what Shreya's singing.
Indeed,
Shreya's is so much more sort of, well, not linear, but I guess
it's moving. It's a moving journey.
Right, it's like a linear story piece, right? And what he's doing is more like an open world thing. You can get lost in your thing, you know.
That's right. That's right. And to think that his side is more regimented.
Yeah, literally.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah. Ah, that's brilliant.
What the fuck?
Gosh.
Check is the minor percussion.
Yeah.
Bro, she sounds like a violin. It's so mental.
It is. It's insane. I love those unpredictable resolutions.
This might be one of my favorite Shreya performances.
I think so too. Wow. Oh, goosebumps. Woo.
Oh, that's class.
Fantastic! It's freaking brilliant. This is the part where you fall in love in the movie. Choir arrangement is insane.
That composition's emotional understanding, it's mental. Like the capability to be able to take an audience into an emotional journey. I mean, you can utilize this as evidence or as exhibit A, because we don't speak the language. So we're sort of just being swayed by sort of melody, composition, musicality, and then obviously vocalization. But to be able to reproduce that emotional roller coaster that probably the lyricism is also highly involved in, without the need of lyrics, it requires a piece that musically it's so aware of the audience, because it truly did tell you from the beginning, well, you're embarking in this boat, in this journey, and you're at the mercy of the sea, and the sea is sort of that layering of violins and vocals, the backing vocalist. That's fucking wonderful, dude.
It is insane.
It's an art piece for real.
It really is. It really is. And it's developing itself into something so cinematic, because obviously you're talking about the layered work and the harmony work in the choir section, and given the fact that the song itself, the main melody, is so unpredictable, like it doesn't have a natural resolution, the harmony layered work in the choir is just as complicated. So you have a lot of unresolved finishes, and that gives such a beautiful tension. But you would think that because of that tension, it wouldn't feel so romantic, so
Dreamy.
surreal,
Yeah.
like ethereal to a certain extent.
It's so
But
dreamy-like, it's just dreamy.
Absolutely. But in fact, that's exactly what it is. How? Gosh, somebody explain it to me. I'll be more than down to hear a full on explanation, scientifically speaking, to why.
Also, it's intriguing to know who the composer of this was.
Oh yes.
Also, Mannipaaya
Is an A.R. Rahman
composition. It's
Tamil.
Tamil classic, right?
Classic.
So
That explains a lot.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
They got her Miss Shreya Ghoshal. The
That's
vocal soloist is Shrivant Singh.
Oh,
Well, I think
wow.
I've heard that name before.
Bro, we have probably
What
seen
the
him
fuck?
before.
Look, one of the choirs is from Argentina.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
What?
Martin Guas.
Yeah.
And then
look,
another
the
one
Buenos
from
Aires.
Chile.
Ah,
Yeah, look, Santiago de Chile.
Regina Crisotto.
And then there's one from Switzerland, from Boston. So obviously lots of
Italy, look, somebody from Italy.
Indian and American.
That's amazing.
That's sick.
What?
Kerala, Kolkata.
That
Lagos,
is-
Nigeria. What the fuck?
My God, that's freaking crazy.
San Jose, California. Anyways, go on. Let's continue with this.
Turkey, Canary Islands.
Mental.
Bro, this is insane. I
Taiwan.
love Berklee. I
Well-
freaking love Berklee.
Yep.
I want to go there so bad.
How, dude?
And just like reading as well, like
On the right
like,
one.
as if like I'm not 100% sure of the piece, so I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
just
read
like-
it.
just gonna read a bit
You
of it.
know?
What the
Like
fuck?
what the hell? And that's what comes out. Efra, if I wasn't aware, like if I wasn't like 100% sure of the piece and I had to read,
At this level?
I would totally. What would come out of it would not be great. Believe me.
I think maybe she just wants it as insurance.
I think she's just not used to the arrangement because I've seen her look back at it in certain critical moments
Often.
of
I see.
so I think perhaps she's like has a structure of the song written down.
Also,
or...
though, from what I've seen from some of like the fan cams that people send us because a concert, she actually came here to London.
Yes, I know.
In
yes.
March. She likes to do that a lot.
Ah,
Yeah, she likes to do that a lot. Has a phone or an iPad close by. Yeah, she likes
Nice.
to do that a
I mean,
lot,
how
so-
cool is that?
Why
But
not?
yeah, but dude, I would still be like, because you have to be in two places at the same time, right? Because you're performing
And this
you're
venue
also
is,
reading.
it's probably large, but it's not one of those venues where, like, they have the
Teleprompters on the floor, yeah.
on the floor. That maybe no, I don't know.
I don't think it's needed.
Maybe
This
they don't
looks more-
care as well. It's like, what's the point?
This looks more like an auditorium, like theater, a theater-like setting.
About what, 2,000 people?
Maybe 3.
Yeah, 2 to 5 probably.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, go on. We are gonna watch our first Indian concert live.
Yay!
They're literally Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday. It's Arijit's concert, so should be quite interesting to fucking.
Fun.
And we're quite close as well.
I'm really
We're
excited.
very fucking close to the
Yeah.
thing, which is kind of a shame because Bali's quite small.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, breathe. Jesus.
That's the breath. What the fuck?
That drummer's living his best life.
Dude, he's got a job and a half, bro. That roll is so
Gosh.
nice. so bizarre. There's such a unison.
What?
Wonderful technique there, lady on the far
Yeah,
left,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Fantastic.
You should point to that the
Yes.
technique of that girl.
Yes,
That's
I will.
fucking outstanding.
Since you brought it up, I think.
Because they all have actually quite.
They have all. Just looking at the picture itself and how they all have brilliant technique. Obviously, if you look at the neckline of everybody, it's very similar to like the neck anchoring is really quite prevalent. Even in the ones that are tilting their head for, obviously their singing phrases must be different. And you can see it also in the type of like level of Efra exertion that you're seeing from one person to the other,
And mic gain
and where the
mic
mics
control
are, because you also have environmental mics as well as like handheld mics. So there's a lot at play here, but yeah, they have brilliant technique. If you look at her arm anchoring here is fantastic. So you're anchoring from underneath. Yeah, from underneath here.
Engaging the latissimus dorsi.
Yes, indeed.
Or
And then you
people
see,
call them the lats.
and then you see also the tilt of the head, and that jaw is so brilliantly utilized. It's so open back here, but it's very narrow on the front, and then it's really nicely elongated in one side of the neck. So you have a lot of space for resonant high notes, and they sound very soft when they come out, given the fact that you're elongating the space in which you can create more resonance. But yeah, overall, this is just, dude, this is just dream.
Shreya's a bit more
Dream-like.
enigmatic in that sense. She's so hard to understand techniques-wise because
She's also so economic in the execution.
So she would like a good example of like an analogy I've got for Shreya is like if a lot of people try and analyze, I'll put it into my world, the sort of world I grew up in the world I've been involved in for so long, which is tennis. It's like trying to break down Federer's forehand. It's like you can try and there's definitely plenty of videos and good coaches that sort of have broken down the biomechanics of his forehand and stuff like that, and the techniques and principles that you can try and copy. But it's like when you look at it in motion, it's so energy efficient and economic for him that it's like you try to replicate that shit. There's never gonna be another Fed forehand that's as efficient as that.
Yes.
And it's kind of the same with Shreya. You can obviously copy some of those principles and you can follow. You
can even model yourself to her form of singing.
Of course,
sure.
and there's been plenty of singers with this type of timbre in India with that, Shreya is just a product of the past. And Indian classical singing has been for arguably the beginning of times. So you can try to copy that, but the way she's been able to execute that, I think also Sunita Chauhan is quite an impressive example of that. Obviously, Lata Mangeshkar, rest in peace, is like quite another like supernatural example of like efficiency, bro.
I was also gonna say, but even if you look at her latest videos that she performed live,
insane.
It was some of the most enigmatic techniques of singing, because it's so still, but it's so incredibly efficient, and the flexibility of the larynx itself, it's so maintained and it's so healthy sounding. With a career of her length, you would think that would take a toll at some point, especially given the fact that she also always sang in a very high register.
Also, how often did she sing? That's the impressive bit. It's also impressive about Shreya and like artists like Arijit as well. It's like they are in the studio
often.
all the fucking time. It's not like artists here in the West where it's like you're in the studio for an EP or a single release or an album, and then you're sort of performing and gigging. Maybe you take some time off and then you're off away. These motherfuckers, because they do movies and the Bollywood and the South Indian, the Telugu industry and the Tamil, they never stop, bro.
That's right. And the crazy thing is, even in their free times, they're making music. They're singing for
Facebook Live.
Yeah, for the enjoyment, for the sake of it, and that to me is absolutely
true
insane.
singers. What it means to be a singer. Anyways, let us know if you guys enjoyed that review and what did you think of the performance if this was your first time. And apart from that, goodbye.
Okay.